Hi, Tiffany.
Hi, Kat.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are
Yeah,
you?
I'm flying high on the fact that I figured out how to put us on YouTube.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm so excited. We're in the future. We live in or the present, I guess. We've joined the present. We're no longer
In the Stone Age.
podcasting from from covered wagons anymore, I guess. But yeah, so now if you're listening to us on YouTube, thank you. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I think people don't understand. It's really hard for us to tell who's listening to us because
Yeah, podcast stats are they're not very good. They're not
no,
comprehensive. It's very difficult to see
yeah,
really
it's
how you're
just
doing.
yeah. So it's like how many people are downloading, which
Yeah, downloading.
I only download podcasts if I know I'm going to be like on an airplane
That's how I used to be.
and now
Yeah,
you're
so I
like
think a lot of
download so they
people
know. Yeah,
Yes, a lot of people don't download because of that, but I now download everything partially because I know it matters for the podcaster, but also partially because I don't want to use up my data because I listen to it in the car. But
yeah, that's my
um,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, so downloads are great if you have the bandwidth on your phone.
yeah. But giving us a 5-star review on Spotify helps, or yeah, liking us wherever you listen to us, that helps too.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about YouTube is they're very transparent about how many views you get and how many people are subscribed. So
Oh, cool.
that's it's giving me hope because I'm like nobody likes us, and I'm like no, people like us. Thank you for liking us. If you don't like us, send us a note because we would love some controversy.
Yes. Oh my goodness, we can have
Yeah,
a shitty review.
yeah, just yeah, read the hateful things people say about us. But so far, it's just lovers. So thank you, lovers. We love
Yes.
you too. But that I mean, okay, I'm just gonna jump into this week then
Yeah.
because we're doing bulk food shopping. And
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, maybe I didn't spend enough time researching it, but it just feels like this is very light. It kind of reminds me of the Ridwell episode where it's like, I can't find anything bad.
And I think that's good. The
Yeah,
Ridwell episode was so enjoyable that it's
yes.
like,
It's kind of like our episode on laundry detergent too. It's like, hooray.
yes.
So hopefully this is a hooray for everyone. But I'll just get into my short list of sources here. And I was looking back since I'm uploading all the old episodes onto YouTube. Like our first episode, we had like 3 sources. And now we have like
Really?
15. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Isn't it?
I
We've
don't
grown.
remember that.
Yeah. In 23 episodes, we have grown
Well, that
to,
makes sense. Our research is improving, I suppose.
yeah, I guess we're getting out of the Dunning-Kruger. Oh no. See, now I'm going down a rabbit hole here. Dunning-Kruger is the theory that the less you know about something, the less capable you are of knowing how little you know.
Oh
So
God,
I
I
think we're
can't.
maybe, yeah,
My
we're,
brain
yeah,
cannot handle
sorry.
that.
But I think we're getting into a phase where we're very aware of how little we know and how little.
Yes. Okay, I get it now. So it's sort of like that's why you get frustrated when you're doing something new. Is
Yeah.
that the
Well, it's
idea?
when you first start out, you think you're, oh wow, this is amazing and I'm really good at this. And it's
Mm-hmm.
because you don't have the experience to know how bad you actually are or
Yes. Okay.
how little you know, and that's why like the difference between someone who's like the more you know about a subject, the more of an expert you are, the more you doubt yourself.
Yes.
And the more
Totally.
you're willing to admit you don't know because you have a broader view of the subject. Like you don't have just this introductory, like, oh yeah, this is this little world. Like the bubble grows and you realize how small you are in the bubble of knowledge.
Right.
So
That is definitely happening because
yeah,
I feel like our recent episodes have been much more complex
yeah.
in a
And
way that's like
yeah, we're not,
harder. It's just harder
yeah,
it's just reality. So,
right. And I was thinking about that. I listened to a scientist on some Instagram post, and they're like, when you hear somebody say, well, I'm an expert and I know X, often it's like, that's not real. Scientists will be like, from what I can tell,
mhm.
this could be true. You know, the evidence
Yes.
says Y. When people say it's definitely X, then you should doubt them a little bit more.
Oh yeah, totally.
But yeah, anyway, we I guess could also say welcome to Greening Up My Act. We are not scientists. We are 2 marketing writers who want to figure out what we can do to impact sustainability and the ecology in our world full of climate change, what we can do as individuals, And so we do research on products and services and rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 granolas by how crunchy they are, because the crunchier the better. And we rate them based on how well they work, how money economical they are, and how much of a hassle they are, and also if they're actually better for the environment.
Yeah.
So, but we are
And
marketing writers, not scientists.
yes, we're amateur science journalists.
Yeah, right. Not even. I won't even say that, because there are some real science journalists. Or you like I think I could do science journalism, and then I get into it. I'm like, absolutely not.
I
No,
know, right?
I would not be a good science
That's
journalist.
why I said amateur.
Yeah, this is an entertainment podcast, but we do the
Yes.
research. We do the perfunctory research that you just don't have time for, and answer your questions on these products and services. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
and we'll be open if there's just not an answer easily
yeah.
accessible. Or
And
even
if we're
some deep
wrong,
dives. We go in
yeah,
deep dives and we're like, I don't know. I
I
can't
just
find it.
don't know. Yeah. And if we're wrong, we're willing to say that. So if you know something about these subjects, please let us know.
Yes, please. We are so open.
My scientist sister often will correct me on things, which is nice.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. But okay, so this week, bulk food shopping. My sources, I just a small list of 7, I think, or 8. Greenfoot Mama,
Love it.
Attitude Living. I know these are all just friendly blogs. Her Money, Apartment Therapy, Investopedia, The Good Trade, and Supermarket Guru all had information on the benefits or non-benefits of bulk food shopping.
Okay. I'm really interested in bulk food shopping because I don't know, it seems like there could be some drawbacks. So,
Yeah. All right. So what is bulk food shopping? There's 2 ways to think about this. There's Costco buying, where you just buy large amounts of stuff from a big box store.
mm-hmm.
So that's, I buy 50 rolls of toilet paper at a time, things like that. If you have a big family, that kind of bulk shopping, that's one type of bulk shopping that a lot of people do. And probably one you don't think about very much because you probably just already do it. But
Yeah, maybe.
if
Yeah,
you
I
buy,
kind of avoid it, to be honest, just because I don't like storing all that stuff. But
that's a
I
big
do
issue
have
with
too much
bulk.
toilet paper, so there are certain things that
Yeah. I mean, it's just for me, I just don't want to have to think about it.
No, I get that.
I buy a lot of batteries, and it also, well, we'll get into that. It can save you money in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
But the other type of bulk food shopping is one that we think about maybe less, is those items that come in prepackaged, the smaller items that come prepackaged that you might not realize you can buy in bulk from the bulk section of the grocery store, like nuts or spices, rice,
Oh,
lentils,
right.
flour, peanut butter, even, that you can just
Yes.
buy smaller amounts of in your own packaging, and that can save you money, et cetera. And we'll get into kind of that kind of bulk shopping. There's also things that use a lot of plastic, for instance, shampoo, conditioner, soap, laundry soap. Well, maybe we talked about laundry detergent, but yeah, you could buy bulk washing soda. Well, here's a list of things that you can buy in bulk, and that maybe you should. Her Money
Mm-hmm.
had a list of a whole bunch of them that they say are more cost effective. So shampoo, soap, shower gel, laundry detergent, like our recipe, you can bulk buy washing soda and Dr. Bronner's. Cleaning products, white vinegar, for instance. Toilet paper, bread, you can bulk buy.
Huh.
Cereal, you can bulk buy. Chicken breasts, like any large amounts of protein. Chicken breasts, salmon cutlets, tuna, ground beef. Those can all be bought in bulk. Hard cheeses like Parmesan, things that don't go bad. Butter, you can freeze.
Uh-huh.
Eggs, apparently they can last as long as a month after the sell by date if you keep them refrigerated. So
Yeah.
eggs don't go bad as quickly as you think, especially if you're using them a lot. Olive oil, cooking oils, broths and stocks, plant-based all dairy alternatives like oat milk or almond milk, which we could get into what that means, but anyway,
Right. Oh, that's a really interesting one.
yeah. Nuts and seeds, canned goods like diced tomatoes, spices, cardamom, cinnamon, any of those like seed pods, spices that you might buy, like sesame, chili pods, things like that. Those you can all buy in bulk, and they're more cost effective generally to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that going to the spice aisle of like Whole Foods
Yeah.
and you pay like 10 cents for something that normally would cost.
Right.
You
And you're
get like
paying for the
oregano
packaging.
for half a cent. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So that's the number one reason. Okay. If we're going to why would you bulk food shop? Number one, it's less expensive, usually. So, Supermarket Guru said you can save 30 to 50% on buying bulk as opposed to prepackaged foods.
Okay. Wow. So do you know if they're referring, because I feel like they're so different, like going to Costco versus
Right.
going to your, because I feel
Yeah.
like it's more like a healthy, fancy grocery store that has the bulk
Yeah.
section.
Often, yes. And so that there again, that's the difference. When you're doing, the bulk food aisle at Whole Foods, it's usually hippy dippy people who don't want the plastic packaging. So they
Right.
may not care about the cost as much.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm just curious to know if that's like crazy expensive or if it actually saves you money. But
You know what? It depends on the item and where
okay.
you get it.
Okay.
So that's
Makes
okay.
sense.
That's one of the, we'll get into the why you wouldn't bulk food shop, and that's one of
Okay.
them. You already probably do it with your produce, your toilet paper, your cleaning products, etc. You probably already you don't buy like 5 dishwasher pods at a time, right? You buy 50. And you might buy, those things that don't go bad. If you have the room to store them, you might buy the bigger Costco thing of it. Costco makes it easy to bulk shop, right? You don't necessarily have to go to the food co op and do bulk shopping that way.
Mm-hmm.
It still is less plastic packaging. It's less shipping. I mean, it's less time that you're going to the grocery store. It does save on that. You can buy more at once, so you have more of the product at home, which makes it easy.
Mm-hmm.
It saves you trips to the store, again, so less pollution and transportation.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing the bulk shopping that we're talking about, like at hippy dippy Whole Food stores, reusing jars saves on plastic waste and landfill waste. So, Supermarket
Yes.
Guru says bulk food reduces average emissions by 48% when you buy from bulk versus traditional packaging.
Hmm.
I could find nothing on how much plastic it saves. Like, I couldn't get like 48% on emissions. That includes the shipping costs and it includes everything. So, I don't know how much plastic you're saving. And again, I think it's because you'd have to get into case by case basis. Like,
Right.
how much am I saving buying
Bulk
I
paper
can't even think.
towels.
Yeah, bulk paper towels versus one paper towel at a time. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Because those still come individually wrapped in plastic, right?
Yeah, they do sometimes. It's very annoying.
Right.
I'm
But
like,
the
what?
emissions, yeah, I know. Like you're already in a plastic wrap, but the emissions that you're saving are on transportation costs, things like that.
Okay.
So you can reduce the amount of plastic you use, especially plastic bags when you're food shopping and packaging waste. Okay, so they did say if you average 10 products in your grocery cart that you refill over the year, you save 118 pieces of packaging from a landfill
Okay,
on
just repeat
average.
that.
So if you get, let's say, 10 items that you buy normally,
Uh-huh.
peanut butter, cinnamon, shampoo, conditioner, 10 of those. If you refill those and do bulk rather than just every time you go to the store, you buy a new bottle of it,
Mm-hmm.
over the course of the year, you will keep 118 pieces of plastic or other materials out of the landfill.
Okay. Okay.
So, over a year, 118 pieces might not sound like much, but if you're doing more than 10, maybe that's a good thing.
Hmm.
Bulk products are refreshed more often in the store than prepackaged. So they're often fresher,
Whoa.
which I didn't think about.
No, I would have thought the opposite, to be honest.
Yeah. And what I wondered about that was how much of it they throw away. Because I think it's, bulk items are, I don't know if they're refreshed more often because they go through them faster, or if it's
Yeah.
because they're exposed to the air and they have to be thrown out because they go bad faster.
Yeah, I wonder.
So I don't know.
Hmm.
But you can use the same jar in the store that you buy it in, so you don't have to transfer it to a different container when you get home. So if you take your reusable container and that's the one you're going to store it in, and you use that to buy your cinnamon, whatever, then you don't have to come home and put it in the cinnamon jar, and so that can save you time and you know, I it's a,
Packaging.
have you ever watched those videos where people like come home from the store and put all of their spaghetti in like a glass
Yes.
thing, and yeah, it's like, ugh. But it looks prettier. So if you
Yeah.
already just use the container you're going to store it in,
Yeah, that makes sense. I
yeah,
usually, when I haven't done it in so long, but they have the little plastic baggies that you can put the spices in.
yeah,
And, it would be better to not. use those stupid plastic baggies. So
I agree. I'm going to get into that down there too.
oh.
But it also gives you the opportunity to buy smaller quantities of new stuff to try. So, for instance, you're like, oh, I want to try using cumin, but I don't want to buy a $10 2-ounce thing of it. I can just
Yes.
get a quarter of an ounce for 50 cents. And if I don't like it, I'm wasting less.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. So those are the reasons I came up with for why you would bulk food shop. Now, why you wouldn't bulk food shop, and I think you've mentioned a lot of these already. Number one is
Sorry.
it's
I
time.
got ahead.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's hard to talk about the pros without the cons. So it adds time onto your shopping trip, right? If you're doing, I mean, maybe not at Costco. I'm sorry, my dog is making very cute noises in the background. He's having a
Yeah.
roll on his back fest. So if you hear groaning, that's the
Oh.
dog. Blah blah. You know, you have to go weigh the thing and put the sticker on it. It's a lot easier to just walk down the spice aisle and grab McCormick's, whatever. You know, so there's time. Hassle. You have to clean all those jars or refillable items, or you know, transfer it to the new jar when you get home. So that's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Availability. So a lot of grocery stores do have bulk options, but not all. And again, yeah, if you don't have a co-op, a hippie co-op in your neighborhood, they might not have bulk shampoo options, you know?
Do some of your grocery stores have bulk shampoo?
Yeah. I haven't seen bulk shampoo. I haven't looked very hard for bulk shampoo.
Okay, because
I've
I
definitely,
was gonna say are you gonna talk about refilleries at all?
I had not talked about refilleries. That is
So if
something I
I
probably
say
should have
something
researched.
about it,
Go
well,
for it.
no, if I say something about it, you won't be annoyed.
No, please. We should talk about that.
Well, I was just curious because I haven't been to one, but I found one that's maybe it's like a good probably 40-minute drive. But if I do it and combine it with other things that I'm already going to do in the area, then it might be worth it. But they
Right.
have shampoo, they have laundry dish soap, I think, like all
Yeah.
these things that I could use. So I want to try it. I can report back. So
Yeah,
maybe we
maybe
could
we
do
should
like a
do that
mini
because
episode or
I
something.
didn't even think to look up refiller. I
Oh
was just
no, I
like,
mean,
grocery store. Oh my goodness, dog.
well, they're so rare. I mean, that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
like I
Yeah, it's
said,
like
I
a
have
big city thing. Yeah.
yes, exactly.
And it seems like it's kind of like Lush or, you know, one of those kind of
Yeah.
brands that does sustainable, you know, whatever. They do bulk. You can buy bulk there too, I think.
Okay, I didn't know that actually.
Yeah. Because they just
But
refill it. And I mean, if you bring your container in, they reuse the containers. So
oh,
that's an
very
example
cool.
of bulk too.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So one of the other things that was mentioned is that your eyes may be bigger than your need. So you may buy things in bulk and not use them and they'll spoil.
Yes.
Um, you also have to consider cost per unit. If you really want to do the math, some things are more expensive in bulk than others. So it may add up and you have to know beforehand. Like, and you do
Yes.
really good job at that of like calculating per ounce how much stuff is, but that's more work. You know, I don't
It
do that.
is. Well, I will give you a tip, and
Okay.
this may not work with bulk shopping. I'm not sure what the labels look like, but if you look on the at the any grocery store has the little label with the price, and it should say either cost per
Cost per
unit,
unit.
cost per ounce, whatever.
Yeah.
I always compare those two because it's true. Like sometimes the bigger item, like if the smaller item is on sale, it might still be more cost effective to get the bigger one, even if it's not on sale, or vice versa. Like it's
Right.
kind of surprising sometimes.
Yeah. It's weird how it's like, it's because it's such minutia. I don't even think the grocery stores do though. Oh my goodness, this dog. What are you doing over there? He's just
He's
having a
freaking out, man.
good time. He's just rolling around on his back. Oh, now he wants to get up. I'm sorry. And now I have to let him out. I'm sorry, folks. 1 second.
All good,
This
all
dog.
good.
I'll tell you what. Are you ready? Are you done in here? You want to go see Michael? See what he's cooking? Okay. Bye, dog. What a dork. He turns 14 next week, and so I indulge his whims quite a bit.
Oh,
But anyway, that dog. Okay.
I
So
know.
sorry. Where were we?
I was gonna talk to myself, but then I don't really have the energy tonight. So
That's now he's barking. We're just gonna plow through this. Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, cost per unit. I don't even think grocery stores know it most of the time. It's because it's so complicated. It's so much math.
right.
So, and yeah, the difference between like concentrated things, cost per unit. You know, like okay,
Right.
if I'm buying 12 ounces of concentrated Windex, which we have talked about you shouldn't do, versus 12 ounces of already made Windex, like
Mm-hmm.
the cost per unit is different because I'm going to be adding water to this and it's going to last longer, all those things. So
Right.
that's a bunch of,
Yeah, for the most part, though, I have found it's helpful. Like with diapers or something, I'll do it
sure,
and be like, oh wait, what? It's cheaper
these
to
are
get the
cheaper.
small one. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. You also need storage to buy in bulk. You need to have room for it. You can't
mm-hmm.
keep 30 rolls of toilet paper in a tiny linen closet in your one bedroom in New York.
Yes.
And you need to have the right containers, which can be a hassle to figure out. And you may also have to buy some. So, for instance, if you decide to be a bulk shopper, are you just going to get rid of everything that's in your cabinet already and buy new bulk shopping items? That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
You have to figure out how to transport it. So you can't. It's not easy to carry a bunch of bulk items on your on your bike or on the bus.
Oh yeah.
So that's one other issue.
I spent 10 years with backpack groceries
Oh my god,
on my
I
bike.
I did that so much, and that was a definite just buy what you need twice a week
Oh
kind of
yeah, you're like
situation.
no milk today.
Yeah, it's too hot out, and I have a brewery to get to. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
I
sure,
can't fit
and it's too
it.
heavy. Yeah,
Yeah.
Investopedia had an article about why you wouldn't want to do bulk shopping. So,
Hmm.
so other economic reasons include if you have a surplus of an item, say shampoo, you bought a lot of it in bulk, you might use more of it than you normally would because you have so much.
Ah,
So that giant jar of mayonnaise, you're gonna like, oh, I gotta use this. So you're just gonna slather it on, and
I believe that.
you end up using more. So you go through it faster than you think because of overconsumption. Americans love overconsumption.
Yeah, I can't believe how many candy bars these days are only in king size.
Oh
Have you
my
noticed
gosh,
this? I'm like,
yeah.
what in God's
I just
name
want
happened?
I want 20 M&Ms. I don't want 200 M&Ms.
Exactly. What the
Yeah,
hell?
yeah. So yeah, you don't need. Sometimes it's better to buy the small thing. You don't need it.
Yes.
You might not have the money to bulk shop. So, for instance, if you're looking at the bigger bottle of shampoo is $24, and your, quarter size bottle of shampoo is $12. Well, your grocery bill at Costco is always going to be more than your grocery bill at a regular grocery store. So,
Mm-hmm.
you might end up using your credit card and then racking up interest fees if you can't pay it off in time. So, that's a consideration too. It might not be economically viable for you to buy in bulk.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, if you buy bulk from a store that doesn't let you bring your own containers, you're probably going to have to use their plastic baggies anyway. So that kind of avoids the plastic packaging bonus that we were talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just getting more plastic packaging anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the cons that I found, mostly agony. And that's what I call it when anything's hard to do: agony, time, money, hassle.
Yeah, it sounds like it really depends on your individual situation.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely recommend it for large families. you know if you have the room in your house to do it and you have the time to do it, I think it's worth it,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to be replacing or reusing jars or little plastic bottles and things that you would otherwise just throw away. you know Buying a half ounce of cinnamon, that's not going to go bad before your cinnamon goes rancid because you only use it once a year. It's
Yes.
much better to buy as you need it. Okay, so some tips for bulk food buying that I gleaned from all of those sources. Storage is key. Make sure you have space in your house for storing bulk stuff. Clean out that cabinet, clean out that pantry, find places for things. Because like for instance, right now I buy my protein shakes in bulk, and I just have like boxes of protein shakes around the living room. It's very attractive.
Yeah, I have a bunch of toilet paper rolls. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
mine.
where the F am I going to put these?
Yeah, laundry cabinet and my linen closet, they're all over the place. Under the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get the right jars or reusable containers. This is especially important for things that need to be in airtight containers. So that's like any of your perishables, glass jars, steel jars, and glass, I call it glass Tupperware. They're good options. You can also save containers from items that you use regularly, like spices, and just refill them. This is
Yeah.
another thing that I've seen: the little like soup containers you get, like the little plastic ones.
Mm-hmm.
We save those here. I mean, we'll store soup in them and stuff, but also you can use those to go buy spices and stuff instead of using they're
Right.
light little plastic things that you can bring with you. They clean up easily, and you can buy bulk stuff that way. And then if you have to transfer it into a jar or whatever, that's easy. But there are also bulk shopping products available out there, so that you have like your gear and you take it to the store and then you come home and transfer it. They make it easy to pour stuff out and stuff. If you don't, I don't know, want to go through the house, if you don't want to bring your cinnamon jar, because the other thing is you have to know the weight of each of your refillable containers to do the tear.
Yeah, that's the other tricky thing. But I guess I don't know. Depends on how much more it would cost. But
yeah. Well, they I think most places will let you do the tear on the scale. You put the vessel on the container. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. The container on the scale, hit tear, and then. But taking glass jars can be a hassle because they're heavy, they break. So you might want to take lighter stuff and then transfer it when you get home.
Right.
You have to know the weight of the package to tear it properly. Don't buy bulk items that are perishable that you won't use. So don't buy a huge amount of fruit. From I can't buy salad bags from Costco because it's just like no.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's even getting through their small bags. Let's be honest, people.
Yeah. We talked about food waste a couple weeks ago, and this is one reason you wouldn't want to buy in bulk, like where you can determine how much you get. That's the second kind of bulk buying from the Whole Foods. You can determine how much you get, so you buy less. That's one of the pros. One of the websites, I think Her Money, recommended that you put stuff like flour in the freezer for a day or two to kill off pests, which I thought was interesting. And they even do that when they just buy regular flour from the store.
Interesting.
If it's a 2-pound bag, freeze your flour. It kills off weevils and things.
Huh. I used to freeze mine just because I've heard that it lasts longer that way, but I don't do it anymore because I don't have a good freezer.
It depends on the thing. Freezing brings the oils out from things. So and it puts them in stasis, but they can go rancid quicker or go bad quicker.
Oh, okay.
If you take them out of the freezer. And it also can introduce condensation and things.
Yeah, and I know there are some things you shouldn't freeze that I was always surprised about. I want to say like sausage or something. I don't know, like something meat that I was like, what? You're not supposed to freeze that?
That's probably because of the oils.
I don't know, yeah. I'm not sure.
I freeze my meat most of the time.
I usually do too.
Just because I don't use all of it, yeah. Attitude Living recommended creating a refill station in your home. So like for me, it would be where my washer dryer is. If I could just clean out on top of the shelves on top of the washer dryer, if I just had everything in there and then make a refill station. So when I'm out of shampoo, I could go and, refill it from the big bin there,
That's super smart because man, is it a pain in the ass.
Yeah. If you know where everything is.
I don't know. It's like a mental block because I have a hand soap dispenser that's been empty for like a week.
Yeah, because it's just, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then the last recommendation is buy bulk items that you're going to measure out. More specifically, like laundry detergent, instead of stuff you may just overuse because you have more of it. So like shampoo.
Okay.
And mayo, like if you know exactly how much you're going to use, or start measuring how much shampoo you use, always do a dime size or whatever.
Yeah.
Then just make sure that you're not
splashing it on.
Yeah, falling prey to the American overconsumption problem.
That's good advice.
Yeah. So now we get to the granola rating. I told you this was short. I'm giving bulk. So I guess I should talk about our granola rating. It goes from 1, which is soggy, to 5, which is crunchy. Break your tooth off. Crunchier the better because we're hippies and we like our crunchy granola. And
we're not really hippies. We're bad hippies.
No,
but
we're bad hippies. Yeah. We pretend to be like, I don't eat granola either. So
you don't?
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. I love granola actually.
There's times it's just very sweet for me usually.
But. Oh, I get the one that's like this is so hippy dippy. I get like a local granola that's so good and it's so crunchy and crispy. But anyway.
Oh, I love it. Well, I mean, that's another thing they say. If you're buying a bunch of stuff in bulk, learn to mix it all together. So make your own granola. If you're buying a bunch of oats and things, make your own granola. So, but okay. So I give it a 4 out of 5, which is crunchy, not break your tooth off. It's still good. I think it's worth doing, but the expense and the hassle and the unavailability of it in some places and its propensity to make people overuse.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's not everybody has that much storage space. I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all solution.
No. And I think that's true of a lot of things we talk about. Like, you got to do what works for you.
Yeah,
I think
totally.
if you're committed to a zero waste lifestyle, you're not going to care about how much more a certain item might cost. You're just going to be willing to go get the non prepackaged version of it. And I think that that's admirable. And you can just make a habit out of it. You know, you go once a week and you get all your spices and all your things, and and you bring all your, you can, just like me, I've started bringing my reusable bags in the car every time. It's a habit I have. So it
Mm-hmm.
is possible, and I think if you can do it and you're willing to do it, go for it. But
Yeah.
if you're shopping for a family and your grocery time is limited, and nobody's
Yeah, you're
gonna,
already like crying
yeah,
because you have to put a grocery list together. It's probably
yeah,
not, maybe not
it's
worth it for you.
it's fine. It's fine to buy it's fine to buy the prepackaged stuff if you have to.
Yeah.
Don't throw eggs at me. Uh, So okay, I am interested in trying to do more bulk. I mean, I obviously do Costco. I buy my dog food in bulk. I buy those things, but it'd be interesting to do like oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
Just refill my little oatmeal barrel when I'm out.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I'm actually gonna get. There's a hippy dippy grocery store about 10 minutes away from me. I never go in there just because it's really expensive, but I want to go check out their bulk section because I know it's pretty big.
yeah. I'm wondering if anywhere does Dr. Bronner's, because that's one I buy a lot of, and I buy the big bottles. But it'd be
Yeah.
really great if I could just go refill it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah, that would be fantastic.
yeah.
Dr. Bronner's.
Hello, Dr. Bronner's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should totally provide that.
Yeah. But okay. So if anybody knows anything, I know I should have gone to Reddit and been like, what's wrong with bulk shopping? But I didn't feel like going down a Reddit rabbit hole tonight. But if
Yeah,
anybody
fair.
knows anything more detrimental than what we've already listed about bulk shopping, or if you have more solid numbers on how much waste it actually reduces, because 118 containers a year that you're not throwing in a landfill doesn't feel like much. I mean, it's better than nothing, but
Mm-hmm. It's less than I would have expected.
yeah, I was thinking about it. Like, how often do I go through peanut butter?
Well, yeah, I think that's the thing. It's not every week.
Yeah.
And like cinnamon lasts for a year.
Yeah, at least two. I mean, I only
Mm-hmm.
use it like to bake at Christmas time, so I'll put it on my coffee sometimes. But yeah, so
If you must.
maybe I should use my cinnamon more.
Maybe. You got to get through it. Use,
Yeah,
use, use, consume, consume, consume.
consume, consume. All right. Well,
All right.
that's
Well, cool. Thank
bulk
you so
shopping.
much.
Yeah,
That was interesting because I'm really I've been intrigued to try it, and
yeah.
I'm
Well,
excited
and I
about it
think
now.
it's interesting, kind of the difference between like the Costco version or the Sam's Club version, big box store bulk
Yeah.
shopping, which I think is what it's so ingrained in America that most of us just do it anyway.
Uh huh.
And we don't think about how it could actually be better. It probably is saving us money.
Yeah. It's true. Like as you listed all those things, I was like, oh, I do that. Oh, I do that. Oh, I do that.
Yeah, it's something it's probably something you could pat yourself on the back for already doing.
Yeah, you would think. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it's interesting because it's not really a thing elsewhere besides
No,
maybe
I
North
know.
America, probably Canada they do too, but in Europe it's very different.
Right, you
It's more
definitely
like
go and you
go to the
buy.
store every day and get what you
Yeah,
need for dinner.
exactly.
It's also just easier because you can walk to the freaking store
Yeah, that's
right
the thing. Like,
downstairs.
we have to drive our giant SUVs
Yeah.
40 miles. So I think
We
if you're gonna
have to
live,
drive our
have to.
SUVs.
If you're gonna live the American lifestyle where you have to
Exactly.
drive everywhere, I think it's worth doing bulk for sure.
And you have to have an SUV.
Obvious. How else are you gonna
Obvi.
get all your kids to soccer with all of their stuff? But yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So next week we have minimalism on the docket, which we are going to record tonight. So it's kind of a misnomer to say next week, but
It's fine though. It
yeah.
will come out the following week.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pumped about this one because it really led me down a shocking rabbit hole where I was like, "What? I didn't
Oh boy.
expect this." And yeah, I think you're gonna have a strong reaction. I'm really excited about it.
I'm a maximalist, so for sure.
It's not even that. I think you're gonna have. We'll get into it. You'll have a different reason
Dun
for
dun
being like,
dun.
"Excuse me."
Wow. Okay. I can't wait.
I'm predicting. Maybe you'll prove me wrong.
Oh. I'm just impassive completely. I'm like, okay, whatever.
This sounds fine. What's wrong?
Sure. What do you mean? Yeah. All right. Well, if you're listening to us on YouTube, please subscribe, like us. If you're listening anywhere else, give us 5 stars. We could use it. It's the only way to get the word out, unless you share us with a broad swath of your friends. We appreciate all of you who do share our podcast.
Yes, and some of you have told me that you do, and it's fantastic. It makes me so happy.
Makes me glow inside. Yeah, we don't make money off of this yet. But we do it as a labor of love, and it's really great to create something that other people vibe with. So
totally
kicks karaoke out of the water for sure. Nobody likes karaoke. Just kidding.
I was like, that's false.
I love karaoke.
Yeah, I was gonna say for people who don't know Kat, she's a karaoke queen. So
I haven't been in like 6 months or something.
Oh no!
I know, what's wrong with me? All right. Well, thanks everyone. Have a great evening or whatever time of day you're listening to this, and we will see you next week.
Bye.